It's Sunday evening. Just got back from Hope and spent the weekend visiting my friend Johnny there in Hope. And every time we get together, the Holy Spirit turns up, He comes on the scene, and this has been without fail in 3 years since the Lord hooked us up. So, sometimes you get positive reactions out of people, sometimes something else. But anyway, it's a bonding that God has been doing between us. And while there in this RV, the Lord began to download and bring back pictures of the past, of things that, pieces of the puzzle that I worked on in the past, and showing me how they all go together. Especially the perfection of the fuel process that's going to lead to the discovery of unlimited heat. So this video is more of what I'm hoping to do this week in the joepipe technology. And so I picked up some cork board, and so I had to seal the top of the gas unit, and I picked up a bunch of brass fittings. So I should have 100% sealed unit, and then I can repeat the experiments that I've already done, then start downsizing to a 5/8 copper pipe, which should get pretty hot, right? And this is what I was doing back in 2004, and when the Lord told me, give me the dream, and He showed me fire burning inside the pipe, I discovered it on a 5/8 by 12-inch copper pipe, actually. And using a copper pipe in water gas, you get a lot of anomalous reactions. So at least I have a method in which to test the performance of the fuel process that that God has put me on the path for. So He's given me the recipe. I know exactly how to do it, the steps to take. It'll take a little bit of discovery. And one of the first things I like to do, I think I mentioned this before, if I can get a gas generator with a carburetor where it's already got the governor built into it, I could use that as a test subject to run the water gas, and I'd be able to weigh and measure the fuel, so you're going to know all the particulars. It should be, I would say, between 200 to 300% more effective than conventional propane systems, right? Just much more efficient, less fuel and more heat. And another thing that I've been thinking of is how to heat hot water, right? So I was taking a 1/2-inch copper coil, take 20 feet of it, and I'll get a roll of the 1/2-inch copper, and I'll make myself a 3-inch coil out of copper, and try to bring it back to the center so the two feeds are in the front. And then basically I'll bring the joepipe into the front. I'll put a cover, bring the joepipe into the front. This would be a downsized version, probably 1 inch, maybe 7/8 or 3/4 of an inch by maybe this long, right? And so that would be all plugged in. The coil would be inside. It'd be about maybe 16 inches long. Then you cap this one end, and the other end you could cap or have exhaust ports going out, or you could actually have it coming up on out of the 3-inch or 4-inch copper pipe or whatever it's going to be, and tap the exhaust that way. You'd be able to measure the exhaust after it's done its job. And so set that up for heat and water. So I could actually have a little see-through glass jar up here, or bring the hot water in on one side, and the cold water would be going out. So the hot water probably would have to be a little higher than the cold water, and maybe a little larger. And I don't know if I can do that or not. But as you heat it up, the water, you might bring the hot water down into the below the water level, the same as the cold. You should be able to raise it up like this, and so the hot water gets pushed into the jar, and it pushes the hot water out. So that's just more of a visual that I like to do. That way I can kind of roughly estimate how many BTUs that is generating for that hot water, right? So it's a learning curve. So from that point, I could take a plenum that's you know, that water goes through for air, right? And I've seen one on Amazon just half an hour ago. It's beautiful. It's all custom made, $150, about 14 by, I think it's 12 by 14 or something like that. It's fair size. So this would be bigger than your blower, like the core heaters that you have in your fan, and it'd be interesting. So that, by heating up that 3-inch coil, be able to, you know, get the water 190, 195 degrees in the radiator and put a bank of fans behind it. And so that'd be a really good mobile setup. And something like that could be like a standalone emergency heating system. I know that we're going to make it. And other lines I like to do, and it won't be this week, is I need to make a kiln for the joepipe. I'm going to start making cookies out of the carbon foam, and maybe just I need about a 10-inch refractory, and just maybe 3 plates of steel with couplers, maybe like 1/2-inch couplers, about 2.5 inches round. Then I'll just stack them like that, and I'll be on a spindle so the heat can go through. And I should be able to make a very, very high grade of carbon foam, and it's going to be interesting and to see where that's leading to. So that's only a few. The Lord give me more, but I'm just getting out, you know, what I can do for the on the short term right now. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you from here in Boston Bar. I'm at work 20 on what I'm hoping to achieve this week with the joepipe technology.